Welcome, restless souls, to Carman's Crypt. I'm Carman Carrion, keeper of forgotten tales and curator of nightmares. You've wandered into my domain, where each week I unearth a fresh horror from the depths of human imagination. In these darkened halls, stories wait like hungry shadows. Each tale we've collected whispers of terrors both ancient and new. From crumbling mansions where something skitters behind the walls, to that strange text message you received at 3 a.m. from a number that shouldn't exist. So gather close. The candles are lit, the shadows grow long, and the witching hour is upon us. Are you prepared to face what lurks in the darkest recesses of Carman's Crypt? Lock your doors, still your nerves, and remember, here, every fear comes to life. This is Carman's Crypt. Your sanctuary of scares awaits. The legend had rules. They always do. Go alone. Ring the doorbell after midnight. Whisper the phrase, "Ding dong, you're dead." Then run. And whatever you do, don't look back. Everyone at Ridgeway High knew the story of the doorbell man. It was a local rite of passage, a suburban myth passed down from one Halloween party to the next, growing darker with each retelling. The details changed depending on who told it, but the core remained the same: an abandoned house, a cursed doorbell, and something that answered when you rang. Nobody believed it, not really, but everyone knew someone who swore they knew someone who'd vanished after playing. The Miller house had been empty for 23 years, ever since the family disappeared one October night, leaving behind cold dinners on the table and a television still playing to empty rooms. Kara Winters didn't believe in ghost stories, but she was 17, restless, and hated being told she was scared. It started, as most bad decisions do, with a dare at a Halloween party. The Hendersons' basement throbbed with warm beer, bad music, and that edge of midnight giddiness where everything seems possible and nothing feels real. The living room light strobed orange and purple from cheap LED strips, and a fog machine hissed over a bowl of candy corn no one was eating. Someone had hung fake cobwebs in every corner, and plastic skeletons dangled from the ceiling, their hollow eyes reflecting the party lights. Lila perched on the arm of a ratty couch, holding court with a circle of friends half buzzed on spiked cider and adrenaline. She had that gift for storytelling, knew exactly when to lower her voice, when to pause, when to let the silence stretch just long enough to make everyone lean in. The doorbell man isn't like other urban legends, she said, tracing the rim of her red Solo cup. He doesn't hide in mirrors or lurk in cemeteries. He waits behind doors, any door. Once you've invited him in. Invited him how? Asked Mike, trying to sound skeptical but failing. By playing the game. Lila's voice dropped to barely above a whisper. You go to the Miller house alone. After midnight, you ring the doorbell and say the words, "Ding dong, you're dead." Then you run. If you make it back before the echo fades, you're safe. And if you don't? This from Ashley, clutching her boyfriend's arm. Lila smiled grimly. If you turn around to look, if you hesitate, if you stumble, he follows you home. And once he's following, he never stops. Not until you answer. Benji Rogan laughed, loud and forced. Yeah, right. Same way Bloody Mary follows you out of the mirror. It's just another story to scare freshmen. Kara sipped her drink, the cheap vodka burning her throat. She smirked, playing up her reputation as the group's skeptic. Urban legends are just small-town boredom in a trench coat. Someone probably made it up to keep kids away from an unsafe building. Then prove it, Benji shot back, his eyes glinting with challenge. You're always talking about how fake these things are. Do the Miller house, tonight. The room quieted. Even the Bluetooth speaker stuttered, as if unwilling to interrupt. Someone had turned the music down without Kara noticing. The fog machine wheezed and died. The Miller house? Lila whispered, and for the first time that night, her storyteller's confidence cracked. You're insane. The cops boarded it up after that family disappeared. That was like 20 years ago, Benji said, but even he sounded less certain now. And cops didn't board it. The neighbors did. My dad says they got tired of kids breaking in. Kids who never came out. Someone muttered from the back. Kara felt the weight of 20 pairs of eyes on her. She could back down, laugh it off, change the subject. But Ridgeway High had a long memory for cowardice, and she'd worked too hard building her reputation to let it crumble over a stupid story. What are the rules again? She kept her voice steady, bored even. Go alone, Lila recited, her eyes wide with something between excitement and genuine concern. After midnight, ring the bell, say the words, and don't look back. Whatever you hear, whatever you feel, don't look back. Kara stood, draining the last of her drink. The room spun slightly. From alcohol or adrenaline, she couldn't tell. Fine. Send me the address. Kara, wait. Ashley started. I'll live stream it, Kara announced, pulling out her phone. That way you'll all see there's nothing there but a creepy old house and too much imagination. She left before anyone could talk her out of it, grabbing her denim jacket from the pile by the door. Behind her, the party noise swelled again, but she caught fragments of worried conversation, Lila's voice rising above the rest. Someone should go with her. But the rules were clear. You had to go alone. The walk from the party to the Miller place took 12 minutes, long enough for the October fog to thicken and the warmth of the house party to drain from her skin. Portland autumn had teeth, and tonight they were bared. The fog rolled in from the river, turning streetlights into pale halos and muffling sound until even her footsteps seemed to come from somewhere else. The neighborhood slept uneasily. Porch lights burned behind drawn curtains, motion sensors flickering to life as she passed, then dying again. Jack-o'-lanterns grinned from stoops, their candles long extinguished, leaving hollow eyes and rotting smiles. Wet leaves plastered themselves to the asphalt, like hands pressed against glass. Kara's sneakers squelched with each step, leaving faint prints in the mist that vanished moments later. She followed the curve of Birch Street past identical houses with identical lawns, each one a barrier between normal life and whatever waited at the cul-de-sac's end. Her phone showed 12:07 a.m. The party chat was blowing up. Don't actually do it. This is stupid. Just say you did it. Kara, where are you? She muted the notifications and started recording. All right, Ridgeway, she whispered into the camera, her breath visible in the cold air. Let's debunk some myths. The Miller house waited at the end of the street, like a forgotten tooth and a broken smile. 2 stories of peeling paint and regret. It squatted behind a rusted fence that had long ago given up trying to keep anything in or out. The porch swing hung by a single chain, creaking in a wind she couldn't feel. Windows stared blindly, their glass long since shattered and boarded over. But the door stood intact, painted deep red like a wound in the house's gray face. She hesitated at the gate. The metal latch was crusted with rust, orange and flaking like dried blood. Her fingers trembled. From cold, she told herself, as she worked it loose. When it finally gave, it shrieked like something alive, the sound carrying further than it should have in the fog. "Still think this is a good idea?" She muttered to her phone. The comment feed was going crazy, but she didn't look. Looking would mean admitting she was scared. The walkway stretched before her, cracked concrete sprouting weeds that grabbed at her ankles. Each step felt heavier than the last. The porch boards groaned a warning as she climbed the steps, soft wood threatening to give way beneath her weight. And there it was, the doorbell. It should have been as decrepit as everything else, but the brass plate gleamed as if regularly polished. The button itself was mother of pearl, catching what little light filtered through the fog and throwing it back wrong. "Okay," Kara breathed. "The famous doorbell. Looks pretty normal to me," but her hand shook as she reached for it. She pressed the button. The chime rolled out, hollow and deep, echoing not just through the empty house, but through her chest, her bones. It went on too long, the second note hanging in the air like a question, or an invitation. She exhaled a shaky laugh that sounded more like a sob. "See? Nothing happened." The words stuck in her throat. She had to say them, the stupid phrase that would complete the stupid dare and let her go back to this stupid party. She leaned close to the door. The wood smelled of rot and something else, something sweet and cloying, like flowers left too long in a tomb. "Ding dong," she whispered. "You're dead." Then she ran. The camera jostled wildly as she sprinted down the walk, her laughter thin and hysterical. She didn't look back. That was the rule, wasn't it? Don't look back. Her feet slipped on wet leaves, nearly sending her sprawling, but she caught herself on the fence post and kept going. She reached the curb, gasping, lungs burning from cold air and fear. Safe. She had done it. The second chime cut through the night. Not from the house behind her, from right over her shoulder. The live stream feed dissolved into static. "Your camera bugged out," Benji said the next morning, showing her the uploaded video on his phone. They sat in the school cafeteria, fluorescent lights harsh after her sleepless night. "You probably triggered the bell again when you ran." "I didn't." The words came out too sharp, too quick. Kara stared at her untouched breakfast, stomach churning. "And I didn't upload it either. I deleted the whole thing." "Then how's it online?" Benji turned his phone toward her. The video had 40,000 views. The comments section scrolled endlessly. Ghost emojis, timestamps, people claiming to see things in the static. But one comment made her blood freeze. "Look at 1:47. Benji scrubbed to the timestamp. In the final frame before the static, barely visible in the darkness behind Kara, stood a figure, tall, thin, wearing what might have been a suit. Where its face should have been was a pale blur. But somehow, impossibly, she could tell it was smiling. "You edited that." Her voice sounded strange, distant. Benji's grin faded. "Kara, this was uploaded from your account at 3 a.m. You were asleep." She grabbed his phone, scrolling frantically through the video details. He was right. Her account, her password, but she'd been passed out, fully clothed on her bed. Shoes still on. Front door locked. Hadn't it been locked? That night, Kara lay awake staring at her ceiling. Every sound made her jump. The house settling, wind in the gutters, the neighbor's cat. She had checked the lock 3 times, wedged a chair under her doorknob, even considered calling her parents back from their anniversary trip. At 12:03 a.m., the doorbell rang. She sat bolt upright, heart hammering. Her bedroom overlooked the front porch. She crept to the window, breath fogging the glass. The porch light illuminated empty steps slick with rain. No one there. But as she watched, the doorbell rang again. And this time, she saw it. The button depressing by itself, pushed by an invisible finger. She ran downstairs, feet bare on cold wood, and yanked open the door before she could think better of it. The night air hit her like a slap. The porch was empty, but muddy footprints dotted the welcome mat. Long, narrow feet, toes splayed at unnatural angles, spaced too far apart, as if whatever left them had legs that bent wrong. The prints led to the door. Only 2, not away. She slammed the door, threw the deadbolt, backed away until her spine hit the wall. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. New comment on her video. At the doorbell man. You looked back. The sleepless nights blurred together. The chime came at random hours. Always 2 notes. Always after midnight. She unplugged the doorbell, ripping wires from the wall until her fingers bled. She still heard it. By the 5th night, her eyes were raw, her hands shaking constantly. She called Lila. "It won't stop," Kara whispered into the phone. "The ringing. It won't stop." "You said the words," Lila murmured, and she sounded afraid. "They say if you speak them, you're marked. You invited him in." "Don't!" Kara snapped. "Don't say them again." "Kara." Lila's voice was very small. "Have you answered the door?" "No." "Good. Whatever you do, don't." The line went dead. When Kara tried to call back, she got a recording. "This number is no longer in service." Her phone wallpaper had changed. She didn't remember doing it. The screen showed a still from her video. That final frame, but clearer now. The figure behind her was unnaturally tall. Its suit hung wet and moldy. And its face was a child's drawing of happiness. A wide, simple curve of a smile with 2 dots for eyes, like someone had carved joy into meat and forgotten what it meant. By Halloween, a week since the dare, Kara hadn't left her house in 3 days. Rain drummed endlessly, turning the world outside into a gray blur. She called in sick to school, ignored worried texts, eaten nothing but stale cereal. Even her microwave chimed wrong now. 2 notes at 12:30 a.m. exactly. Then came the scratching. Soft, deliberate, like fingernails on wood. She pressed her eye to the peephole. A man stood there, or something wearing the shape of one, too tall for the porch ceiling, head tilted at an angle that should have snapped its neck, suit clinging wetly to a frame that seemed to have too many joints. Its face was exactly as the video had shown, that horrible, simple smile that never changed, never moved. "Who are you?" The question escaped before she could stop it. The thing raised one long finger and pressed the bell. The sound reverberated through her skull, her teeth, her bones. When she looked again, the porch was empty. But from the other side of the door, inches from where she stood, came a whisper.
You answered.
Benji came the next morning, pounding on the door until she let him in. The house smelled terrible, like old pennies left in the rain. Kara's eyes were ringed black, her hair matted, fingernails bit and bloody. Jesus, Kara, you look... Don't say it. Her voice was hoarse from screaming, or crying, or both. What? She screamed before he could finish, launching herself at him, hands over his mouth. Don't say it! He hears the word. Every time someone says them, he gets stronger, closer. Benji pulled away, eyes wide. Kara, this is crazy. You need help. As if in answer, the doorbell rang. They both froze. Slowly, they turned to the door. Through the frosted glass beside it, a shadow stood motionless. Don't answer it, Kara whispered. I'm calling 911. Benji pulled out his phone, but the screen showed only static, the same static from the video. They won't come, she said flatly. They never come for people who played the game. Benji backed toward the door. This is insane. There's probably just some creep stalking. He opened the door. The porch was empty, but 2 sets of wet footprints marked the steps. One set leading to the door, the other leading up the wall and onto the roof, as if gravity were just another rule that didn't apply. Kara, Benji whispered. What the hell? His phone buzzed. A new video file, sent from an unknown number. He opened it with trembling fingers. The footage was from his car's backup camera, time-stamped minutes ago. It showed him walking to Kara's door, but in the reflection of the car window, something else walked behind him. The doorbell man, matching him step for step, that carved smile, never wavering. Why is he following me? Benji's voice cracked. I didn't play the game. You said the words. Kara replied dully. Part of them. That's enough. Every phone in the house began to ring. Landline, cells, even the disconnected one in the drawer, all playing the same 2-note chime. Kara's laptop came on by itself, cursor moving across the screen. Ding dong. You're dead. Time to answer. We have to go. Benji grabbed her arm. We have to. The lights went out. In the darkness, something chuckled. When the lights returned a second later, Benji was gone. The front door stood open. Rain driving in. Muddy footprints led from where he'd stood to the doorway. But they were wrong. The feet that made them had been walking backward, dragged by something with longer strides. Kara's phone lit up with a text from Benji's number. He answered for you. And so, dear listeners, we emerge from another dark corner of Carman's Crypt. But remember, the horrors you've heard tonight are merely echoes of the terrors that await in the shadows of your own mind. If you enjoyed your stay in the crypt, why not invite a friend to join us next week? After all, fear is best when shared. Leave a review if you dare, or share your own tales of terror on my social media. Who knows, your nightmares might just become my next story. Until next time, keep checking under your bed. And remember, in Carman's Crypt, every fear comes alive, and no one is truly safe. Sweet dreams, if you can still sleep at all.